Hey y'all, what's going on, man? It's your boy Jay Sewell, man. Alright, man, just got through watching Carcino's video, man. He was dropping some knowledge about the lawsuit and Al Haymon, about how people is gonna have to play ball with Al Haymon whether they like it or not. You hear that, HBO? Eventually you gonna have to work with Al Haymon. You hear that, Golden Boy? You hear that, Top Stank? You eventually is gonna have to work with Al Haymon. But anyway, man, one of the things that bothers me the most, I know some of you guys have seen my videos, like going off on motherfuckers hating on Al Haymon just to be hating on Al Haymon. You know, a lot of these people are misinformed. They get on here and just say shit, can't back up what the fuck they say, and just talk a bunch of random shit, don't know what the fuck they talking about. So you know me, if they sit on here and just make up shit, you know, I'll ether them. And you know, it's funny though, motherfuckers on here is copying off of me a little bit too. Motherfuckers saying they don't listen to me, but I see them, you know, taking bits and pieces of my style and how I talk, man. Very aggressive. You know, very aggressive style, man. People just, you know, biting off me. Everybody know me and Tickets, you know, bring the heat. You know, we give it to you raw and uncut. But, you know, I see now people trying to, you know, take bits and pieces of my style, but it's cool, no problem. But anyway, man, let me explain to you guys how PBC makes their money. Okay, just like with the NFL. The NFL, what happens with them, people are buying programming, paying for the right to broadcast their games. So pretty much the NFL is paid up front. Okay, with PBC, what's going on with Al Haymon is he's buying a time slot. Okay, he's buying, let's just say he's paying, I don't know, this X amount of dollars for this amount of airtime. Let's just say he's paying like, okay, we'll pay you like, I don't know, $500,000, $1 million for, you know, 3 hours of programming. Okay, well, here's the thing. When you buy that time slot, it's yours. And guess what? Whoever advertises on your time slot, they have to pay you. Now, I don't know if you guys know, the NFL, when they have a Super Bowl, CBS charges advertisers anywhere. If I'm not mistaken, they charge anywhere. I thought this quote was inaccurate, but it turned out to be true. Do you know the NFL and CBS or whatever, or NBC, whenever they broadcast a Super Bowl, do you know they charge $10 million for advertising time? Which means if you want to show a commercial, advertise an upcoming big summer film for the Super Bowl, you have to pay $10 million for a slot. Well, that's what goes on with PBC. Remember, that 3 hour slot, that 2 hour slot is theirs. So if you want to advertise on that program, you have to pay PBC or Al Haymon and whatever. So let's just say, okay, you charge in, since most of the time when the fight goes into a commercial break, it's like 2 60-second commercials. Well, let's just say you charging $300,000 to $400,000 per, you know, slot. Okay, so if you got 2 commercials, well, at $400,000 a piece, well, guess what? That's $800,000. Let's just say the first fight goes 10 rounds. So can you imagine 800,000 here, 800,000 there, 800,000 there, okay, you already, you know, you get the picture. That's one way how they make the money. Okay, not to mention they have sponsorship. First of all, I think it's Budweiser that advertises with the NFL. They're paying the NFL something like $150 million per year. So you don't know what kind of deal Corona has with PBC. I'm pretty sure it's a multi-million-dollar deal. Then not to mention the ticket sales from the fight and that sort of thing. So that's how they're making their money. You think they just paying for slots and that's pretty much it? You're wrong. Because one, my brother, he works in advertisement. Well, he used to work in advertisement. And plus my brother used to co-promote events. So I know something about this. Plus I used to rap back in the day, and I used to do shows every once in a while, you know. So I know how a lot of this shit works. Like, I'm trying to explain this shit to you guys. If you want to know how PBC and Al Haymon is making their money, that's how they making their money. Okay, I'll give you another example to break it down for you if you don't have an idea of what I'm talking about. But you should be able to understand what I'm saying. Okay, let's just say, okay, you got a club, right? Okay, you got a club, right? Say for instance, your club hold, like, let's just say 600 people, or 500 people. Okay, say I'm a promoter. Okay, I go to your club and say, okay, look, I want to rent your club out for an event. And then you and the club say, okay, that's cool. Okay, sometimes with clubs, what people do, they'll pay the club up front, you know, depending on who they want to have come there. Let's just say it's Lil Wayne. Okay, you gonna spend, if you're the promoter, okay, you get a club, okay, what they average on a Saturday night. Let's just say, okay, we average, you know, 10,000 at the door on Saturday night. You know, 10, 15,000. Okay. So what you do is you say, okay, here go 10 or 15,000. Okay. Plus another 5,000 for insurance. Okay. Plus the 10 we paying Lil Wayne. Okay. So instead of charging, okay, $20 to get, you know, the average club costs like $10 to $25 to get in. Okay, let's just say it's a show with Lil Wayne. Okay, instead of charging, you know, $20 for Lil Wayne, you gonna charge like $125 at the door. So that's how the promoter makes. So just do, you know, 125, you know, times 500, 556, you know, 600 people. Okay, that's well over, you know, somewhere between $55,000 to $60,000. So the promoter, they made their money back. They done made the money back, plus they got a profit of, you know, $25,000, $30,000. Now some people have it where we'll take the money after, you know, sometimes the club, let's just say if it works out the first time, the club, and you want to come back to that club again, the club will say, okay, well, don't pay us no money up front. We want 10% of the door, and we'll give you 10, you know, 5% of the bar. And as you know, when people go to bars, they spend, you know, X amount of money on drinks. So you talking about thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. But that's sort of what's going on. I mean, y'all do y'all own math and y'all see how much money that comes out to. So I just wanted to let you guys know that's how PBC is making money. I mean, you do your own math. I don't feel like adding the shit up, but I'm just giving you guys an idea of how PBC and Al Haymon is making money. And just think, they got all these programs going on, and then you know, buying all these slots. So trust me, the money is coming in. If this shit was a failure, all these networks wouldn't be picking it up. Now you might have a deal now, if this keeps being successful, where one network can flat out just say, hey, you know what, Al, will pay you some money flat out instead of them paying for time slots. So it could go either way. But anyway, man, you know, I just wanted to explain to you guys how PBC is most likely making their money. Because like I say, I know about this type of shit. But anyway, man, it's all good. I'm out.